present Dave Dimick, his father, who was in the 330 Infantry Regiment, and he was wounded in Freitur. So we will talk about this.
My father was wounded in Freitur when he was a sergeant leading his platoon into Freitur, and they had just taken 45 prisoners out of 2 buildings at Freitur, and right after they had taken 45 prisoners, they continued to move up and advance, and he was hit by a mortar round or artillery round, we aren't sure, and he goes down in the snow. They're advancing with tanks, and he goes down in the snow, and he is hit very badly in the knee, and he wedged a canteen in between his legs to stop the bleeding from his knee, and he lay in the snow behind the tank. Well, another man in his platoon, Luther Stronk, he was also hit by the concussion, and it tore up his uniform, but the medics ripped his uniform off of him to see if he had any wounds. He did not have any wounds. So the medics pinned him back together, safety pinned him back together, and he looked out the window, and he said, "I see an American soldier out there laying in the snow behind that tank." And the medic says, "Yes, and those tanks have orders to move out." So Luther runs out to the American soldier laying in the snow that's wounded, and he starts pulling timbers out of the trees and timbers out of the buildings and stuff up around my father to give him protection. And also protection for 2 things. Number 1, from cover from enemy fire, but also protection if that tank back up, it goes up over him and not smashed by the tank. But anyway, when he gets out there, he found out it is his first sergeant, my father. And my father says, "Get out of here, get out of here." He said, "There's a sniper up there over the direction of that church." So about that time, Luther gets hit in the elbow because the sniper has an angle on him behind the tank on Luther, is one of the men in his platoon. So Luther gets hit, and he is evacuated back to the medevac, and then my father, I don't know for sure how he gets back, but that's all the story I know.